The lighthouse hadn't worked in years. Its white paint had peeled into scars. The glass was fogged with salt and time. At night, the coast disappeared into darkness, and ships learned to stay away. People said the ocean had moved on. Technology had replaced the light. GPS doesn't need old towers, they laughed. Time doesn't wait for rust. But every night, when the town went quiet, and the waves began their endless argument with the rocks, Samuel climbed the lighthouse. He was not an engineer. He was not famous. Just a man with tired hands and a stubborn heart. Step by step, up the narrow spiral stairs, carrying tools older than most of the phones in town. Some nights the wind pushed against him. Some nights the cold cut through his coat. But Samuel climbed anyway. Inside the lantern room, he cleaned glass no one looked through anymore. Replaced wires no one believed would ever carry power again. He waited. Not for praise. Not for thanks. But for the day the light would matter. They called him foolish. Ships don't look for light anymore, they said. They look at screens. Samuel never argued. He had learned something the town had forgotten. When everything works, nobody notices what's missing. Only when it fails does truth return. Then the storm came. Not the kind that passes in an hour, but the kind that rewrites coastlines. The sky turned black before sunset. Winds screamed like warning sirens. Waves rose higher than memory. Out at sea, something terrifying happened. Screens flickered. Signals vanished. Radios filled with static and silence. The technology everyone trusted went dark. Panic spread across the water. Ships drifted. Captains shouted. The coast was invisible. And in the middle of the storm, one man was already climbing. Rain leaked through the lighthouse walls. Steps shook under his feet. The wind fought him at every turn. But Samuel climbed faster. At midnight, with hands numb, eyes burning, and faith hanging by a thread, he made the final connection. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the bulb flickered. Once, twice, and suddenly, the lantern burned. A warm, steady beam cut through the storm, through the fog, through the fear. Out at sea, one ship turned, then another, then another. They followed the light home. By morning the storm passed. Ships were anchored safely. The coast was alive. People gathered near the lighthouse, looking up at the tower they had stopped believing in. And there stood Samuel, quiet, soaked, exhausted, watching the sunrise paint the ocean gold. He didn't give a speech. He didn't ask for credit. Because some men don't wait to be needed. They prepare. And when the world goes dark, they make sure the light is ready. Because the coast survived. Not because of technology, but because one man refused to let the light go dark.